Okay, so we are going to have a little walk around and we are going to look at some of the flora today. So here, this is called parrot's beak. It is part of the Heliconia family. Comes in different colors and comes in a blend sometimes. Here's another example of it. This is just a much younger plant. And I think we're all familiar with this. This has kind of gone a little wild. But that's also a heliconia. And sometimes we call this one hanging lobster claw. So bring it in here. Okay, we had a little issue with the sound. Some of the workers were being really loud. So I'm going to just record over this and give you a little walk around. So this first bush we're going to come on is called the blue porter, but I call it the hummingbird or the butterfly bush. Costa Rica, we have over 50 species of hummingbird, and it is illegal to set up a hummingbird feeder. However, bushes like this and like the trumpet flowers, they seem to do really well out of, obviously. There's 50 species, but obviously there's a lot of butterflies on it today, and unfortunately, there is a very mean yellow bird that keeps swooping down and using the bush as a buffet and eating the butterflies, which I think is rather rude. So I'm sure he's not going to do it while I'm standing right here. Okay, the next one we're going to see after I step over the path without falling over, and don't tread on any ants, is a red flag bush. There's a ton of these around here. They are in a couple of different colors. I just love this. It's very salmon-y. Love that color. I want to paint it. And now we're going to move to the tree. This tree is right off the corner of the porch, and a fruit did fall off yesterday and kind of split open. When it did, it looked a little more like an orange than a lemon. And you're going to say, yes, it's a lime, but the word for lemon and lime is the same in Spanish, limon, just limon verde, or you can say an immature lemon. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's probably an orange tree. All right, so now we're going to go over to the bougainvillea. One of my mom's favorites, and my mom would have absolutely loved it here. Of course, Mom would have illegally taken all the seeds, hidden them in the hem of her daughter's skirt, and had her daughter take them back to the UK to grow. There is another flag bush, I believe. And now we're getting into the trumpet flowers. There's a lot of trumpet flowers here, multiple different colors. There's one out front that you'll see in just a minute that is a bright yellow, and it is absolutely beautiful. Of course, there's not a lot of people at the resort right now, so it's very quiet. And here's that beautiful yellow trumpet bush. Okay, so we just had a skunk go wedge itself under our little little concrete drive, so I'm not going to be able to identify this one until later, and I'll just try and put the name of this on there, because I don't want to make it mad. So this plant has a couple of common names. One is the pride of Barbados, the other one is the peacock bush or the peacock flower, and it is beautiful. All right, now we're going to walk down the path. Going to look at that. That does have coconuts on that tree, and when the wind gets up, some of those coconuts do come down, but we're not under that tree, so we're good. Now we have a few of these beautiful hibiscus that are growing in this hedge, and they do look stunning, especially since there's only one or two, so they really do stand out. Now we're going to go look at some ferns or palms. Sorry, not ferns, palms. What am I thinking?
Now, so many different types of palms. And as I go back through the recording and try and tell you what's what. Let me back out a little bit. There we go. I think there's one called a foxtail palm. It's one of my faves. But I do like this one. Love the color, it stands out. That may be a foxtail next to it. See how the leaves are not just in 2 dimensions, they're very, very bushy. That's what makes it the foxtail.
Actually, that was not a foxtail palm. It was not quite bushy enough. So this next one is called a Mexican fan palm, and there are a ton of little berries on there. You can't actually eat the berries. They're not widely consumed, but they are a little bit sweet and very fibrous. Monkeys do love them though.
So the parrot's beak and the lobster claw, they are both heliconias. Both those. And again, just look at these butterflies. Buenas!
We saw this bush earlier, and it is actually called a jungle geranium or flame of the woods. In several colors, but the red is beautiful.
Now we have a lot of mango trees around here. You can tell when the mangoes fall down. And it is amazing how quick the ants and stuff will eat them up, and the butterflies will come down and devour them. Now, there's one of those, very big now. It's grown up. Now I do know if our friend Tana the Planner was here, I'm sure he could identify all of these with all the names. Now we have discovered that it's not actually a monkey on our roof that's making all the racket. It's a squirrel. Not very exotic, I know. But one of these trees has like a berry on it, and he will just throw a wall-eyed fit and grab some of these berries or whatever it is up there, and he will chunk them onto the roof, right up there. And because it's a very hard roof, it sounds very, very noisy. And here we go. We got 2 of our bird species. The scarlet macaw doesn't move much. Neither does the toucan. Let's see. I'm just hoping and praying that we don't have to witness the horror of the bird coming down and eating the butterflies. Probably not while I'm here. But I can't stay here all day.